Well, I think we are very disappointed with the role of the army, because the last 2 days we were certainly feeling very encouraged by the fact that they were able to prevent violence and they were not taking sides, but I think that picture has dramatically changed. We've seen at least 7 deaths we've got this number from pretty reliable medical sources inside Egypt. We have 4 people in Cairo as we speak from Amnesty International, so we're getting reports directly from the ground. So really, we need a big change in the way the army and the security forces are operating. They have to stop violence. That's their job, and in some cases, they cannot take refuge in the fact that they are not the ones who are instigating the violence. It's as much their job to stop it and prevent it and take action against those who are causing the violence. So we've heard an announcement from the Vice President that there's going to be an inquiry into the violence that took place since yesterday. But it seems totally bizarre, because on the one hand they're continuing the violence, on the other hand they're going to be investigating, because as far as we are concerned, a lot of the violence is clearly coming in from the pro-Mubarak forces, which are supported actively by the current regime.
And the authorities that are still in power, how should they handle this now?
I think our people on the ground, 2 of our staff are right now inside the headquarters of the major human rights group there, which is supporting the protesters, who are recording the violations, etc. So the security forces have literally surrounded them, and 2 of our own staff are on the ground. So the security forces and the current regime, what they need to do essentially is to, what they claim to be saying is that public order is at risk now, but they are the ones who are causing problems to the public order. So they just need to do what they're supposed to do, which is to maintain order and stop operating in a biased manner, because even the little bit of hope which the Egyptian people had, they're completely losing now, even with the army, and that's the worst possible scenario.
Is there a role at the moment for the international community or other countries?
Yeah, I think those people who are sitting on the fence, and there's quite a few of them still waiting to see which way the wind is blowing. I think they just need to come out clearly and loudly and tell the current regime that the only way to ensure stability is through protecting and promoting human rights. There's no other shortcut. It's not the other way around.
And is there an Amnesty International message to the protesters?
Well, we are with them. We are with those protesters who stand for human rights, who stand for the people of Egypt. We are with them. We're very aware of the fact that there are people who actually support the Mubarak regime, and that's their right to support it, but they cannot do it with violence. They cannot do it in a way that's going to cause problems in the long run. It's going to create unnecessary division in the society, because I think the winds of change are clear. It's not a matter of when the current regime will, whether they will go or not. It's just a question of when. And the more unified Egyptian society is going to be, the better it is. And I think it's very unfortunate that the perception, anybody who's watching from outside, it's quite clear that this is a pretty orchestrated, organized pushback from the government and from the current regime.